I talked about the many webtoons I hate on this channel, but now let's actually talk about something positive. So here's a video on webtoons that I would 100% recommend to anyone and would never stop talking about if anyone asked me anything about these webtoons, because they're just that good. And on this list, all the webtoons are completed so you guys can binge read it. And also I have a range of genres here as well, from romance to horror. So this video is for anyone looking to branch out into something different. So without further ado, let's get onto the recommendation list. Oh my goodness, Love Advice from the Great Grand Duke of Hell was one of the most funniest webtoons I've ever read. Like, I've never actually laughed out at like a webcomic in my life until I came across this. This was just so funny, and I just thought it was like those one-off comedy type of webtoons, but then the story, it hits. It's actually so good, and every single character plays a role in it, and it's just so funny. Like, sometimes the humor is like so like, in a way, childish, but it's like, oh my god, I could always laugh whenever like I read this webtoon back again, because that's just how good it is. And like, oh my goodness, the plot twist and like the story arcs, it's just too good. I feel like if I say too much, it's just gonna ruin everything, but each and every character you come to love in this, especially Vincenzo. He honestly goes through so much in this. And guys, literally, there's no other better comic to start off this list than Love Advice from the Great Grand Duke. Because, oh, it's just too good. It's basically, as the title says, some guy summons a demon, asking him for love advice on his crush that works in like the cafe next to his house. And everything just goes downhill from there, but it's just so funny. I feel like it's like a comic that you could read if you want there to be like a plot, but not take it too seriously, because trust me, the story is really good. Anyone looking for like a short slice of life romance webcomic, Your Letter, oh my god, the art is so beautiful. Like, it's actually so cute. It starts off with this girl moving to a new school. She finds like a series of letters addressed to her, and oh my gosh, the story, you could literally finish it in like 30 minutes. Like, the story is so cute, the art is so nice, the characters are so adorable, and like Loki, oh, it was just too cute. I felt like I read this during lockdown, and I was just like, wow, why wasn't high school like this for me? Like, it was just so cute, and I 100% recommend it. If it's like, if you guys want like something like healing, something just like so nice and like vibrant, I 100% recommend Your Letter. If you're not looking for something like that and you want to increase your blood pressure, Bastard, oh my god. Yes, that's the name of the webtoon, Bastard. I read this during the night, and I swear to god, I saw his dad in my nightmares, because this webcomic is just so good. I have not heard much people talk about it. It's completed, literally one of like the best webcomics I've ever come across. So the story starts off with the main guy, his name's called Jin, and he basically murders women for his dad, who sells their body parts. So it's crazy. And honestly, all the characters throughout this entire series, either they're so mentally unstable, you're like, whoa, or they're just like victims to like some psycho in the story. It's just, the story is so good, and I felt like I still remember this to this day. And sometimes I go back and check up on this webcomic and I see like the art. Oh my god, the artists, they were working overtime drawing this, because that's just how good the art is. It's so fucking scary when you like look at it. I 100% recommend it. The story, the characters, the vibe of like the whole series. If you're looking for something cutesy but with like a bit more darker undertone to it, I 100% recommend My Deepest Secret. Oh my god, guys, you would never see the plot twist coming. Actually, no, maybe some of you could, but I didn't see the plot twist coming, and I was like, whoa, this is actually so good. Like, the story, it starts off with like this girl, and like throughout like the series, it hints like her boyfriend's like a bit of a psycho, and she has like this guy on her campus who's trying to be like a lawyer or something, and he's like trying to get to the bottom of like murders happening whenever this girl's like involved in like some trouble. So he's like trying to get to the bottom of it, but like, oh my god, the story is just so good. Like, this was some of the webcomics that I kind of like stopped reading but then got back to once like everything, like all the chapters were like loaded, and it did not miss, because I read it all over again and I was like, wow, like how do people come up with something like this? This is one of the only webtoons on this list I haven't finished, because I think like I kind of stopped it during lockdown, and then now like all the chapters are uploaded. I'm gonna reread it right after this video. But when I tell you, this webtoon was so good, even from the first episode, it's so gory, and like you kind of don't understand what's going on, but like throughout the series, like everything kind of comes together and you're like, this is what's going on, and like it all clicks. And I think like I'm on the final season, and so far so much has gone down. So basically, like, the plot of the story is like this one biker lady, she's like going on her way home, and then she finds this kid, and the kid seemed to have lost his memory, and he's like tortured, like physically tortured. There's like scars and everything on his body. So she decides to like look after him for the time being, and this kid is confused, and like because he doesn't have any of his memories, he's like kind of like lost on like what's going on. And like the story just slowly falls into place while we find out there's like a killer going around like killing people, trying to get to this kid. But like the truth is, it's like so much more worse than what I actually described, because once you guys start finding out what's actually going on behind the scenes, it's like, oh my god, like who even is the good guy in this anymore? Well guys, that's the end of my list of webtoons. I have so much more on here, but these are just like the webcomics that you could find on Webtoons in general. I feel like I could make like another whole video on like manuals you could find like everywhere else. These were just like the few webtoons that I could just like think about, and the story would just come back to me, and I'll be like, damn, those are some good times. Guys, no, honestly, in the comments, please feel free to recommend me like some webcomics that you want me to read, or like other people in like the comment section to read, because I'd love to go through your recommendations. I feel like since I started this YouTube channel, I've been reading way more like mangas and like webtoons and manuals, because you guys have like some banging recommendations, so all I'm doing is wasting my time on like reading. Anyways guys, that's the end of another video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for all your support and watching my videos. I love you all, and with that, toodles.